Yo, what up, everybody? Your boy is back. I know it's been a while, but I got a banger for you guys. As you can see, well, let's just get into it because I got a lot to cover. I got a lot to tell you guys. Been MIA for about a month or so, maybe, but we're back with content. I got a lot of good news to tell you guys. We got a lot of parts. We got a lot of work to do. We've got new work. We've got old work. So let's start off today's episode by showing you guys what we got going on with a Porsche. All right, so as a lot of you guys know already, I've been in the process and talking about this and playing with it and mocking it up and doing my own. You can see I even got it partially mounted in the engine bay right now. So it's actually scooted out the way. So it is actually sitting in the engine bay right now, but it's a rough mock-up, you know. I use the old engine brace right here, and I got some tie wraps in the back holding the back of the engine up. But we got some good parts that came in finally. And honestly, I'm gonna break it down and tell you guys the cost and everything, because I feel doing this and this chassis is actually not that bad. This is actually gonna be a lot cheaper than what it cost me to build the E30. So let's show you guys the parts. All right, so what up, y'all? Let's break down what we've got so far. And then after that, we'll get into time lapse of dropping the engine out, pulling it out, mating it to this, and yada, seeing what we got to do in the engine bay. So let's break down these parts. First of the shipment was the parts from K&P Speed, which will be this engine brace that utilizes the Kennedy adapter plate, so it mounts to the back of the block. These are the transmission mounts that you weld to the chassis to utilize the 996 transmission. These are the plates that get welded to the chassis to mount these in order to mount the bar. So all of this right here was K&P. Shout out to them, no sponsor or anything, but that's where I got those from. And in here we have the adapter plate and the hardware and this beautiful thing right here, the flywheel. So, and all of this is from Kennedy Engineering. So again, not sponsored, but shout out to them. At the end of the video, I'll give a cost breakdown so far on what this has cost me. So that's about it. But yeah, let's pull this K back out and see where all this is gonna go. The fun begins. All right, I got everything cleared out the way. I got the jacks positioned. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jack this up enough to slide the dolly under, and then I'm gonna unbolt it, undo the straps, let it sit on the dolly, jack the car up, and then roll it out from under. You guys will see. Let's go into the time lapse now. All right, so where we left off, guys, you guys saw me take out the K24, put this back on the ground, and this whole time, it's been probably half an hour. I've been messing with the K series and the adapter plate and all that stuff. And this is where I'm at right now. So we have the adapter plate hooked up to the K24. We have the engine brace mount attached to the adapter plate. And now we have the 996 transmission attached to the adapter plate to the K24. So now what we're gonna end up doing, well, what I'm gonna end up doing is jacking up the car one more time, sliding this under there, and pretty much seeing where everything lines up and seeing if my original measurements and everything still line up with this front bracket. So I'm sitting here looking at it and thinking I might have to just bite the bullet and remove the suspension now and put this up on jack stands, because I am gonna have to remove the torsion bar and cut out the center section so that this fits. But we'll see. I'll try to squeeze it in there. If it's too much of a pain, then guess what? We might start ripping out the interior in this episode and cutting up the body of this car. We'll see. All right, y'all. Moment of truth. Gotta roll this under there, see where everything lines up, where it fits. And then we gotta do this process all over again. Jack it up, pull it out. I don't think a lot of people realize this is kind of like what goes into building a car. The engine goes in, it comes out, it goes in, it comes, kind of like the love life that I don't have, but you guys get it. This is where we're at. So let's put a little time lapse on of me struggling, pushing this thing in. It's a good time to laugh. Well, I thought I time lapsed that, but I guess, I don't know what happened. It's sitting in there. It does look like I'm gonna have to cut up the suspension first before I can mock it in there properly. So let's see. So like I said, I thought I was gonna be able to mock it up a little bit better than this, but it seems like we got to do some cutting. So jacking it back up, and then I'm gonna rip apart the suspension and pull the torsion bar out and cut that center section, so there's no turning back from this. But I think what I'm gonna do is probably time lapse me pulling it back out. Hopefully I time lapse it this time, and then I think we're gonna be done with content for this for now, and then we'll hop into a little bit of goodies for the end of this episode of what I got. I got some questions for you guys, and yeah, let's talk about it in the comments. But it's time lapse pulling this thing back out again. All right, again, so fucking over it. Forgot to hit the time lapse, but she's back out. So now I'm gonna have to cut that center section out, and I'm not sure if I actually have to cut out any of the tunnel. I'll measure it right now and see, but I don't think I'm gonna have to. But yep, that's where we're at. These bad boys. I'm gonna have to get welded right here. Same on the other side. And then we will be K-swap ready. But let's get into the E30 now. All right, so like I previously told you guys, we're gonna talk a little bit about the E30 and just some lingering projects I got going on right now. But I got a really big opportunity coming up for a video shoot that's coming. It'll be in LA. And I got a question for you guys. Should I keep the cloth front comfort seats or should I toss these in? So I had recently scored these for a killer deal, almost nothing. So black and then gold flaked out rear. So I got the brackets and sliders and everything. Let me know what you guys think. Huh, we'll see. And that brings us to the selling part of this video. So I'm gonna hit you guys like always. I know you can't see anything, the stupid glare. So bright. But now you really can't see anything. Let's just 1986 325 ES, clean title, somewhat of a shell, has coilovers, the ES valence, has an M20 B27 just sitting in there. I have everything to get this car going except for a transmission. Has sports seats. When I picked it up a couple years ago, it had a crack-free dash. Now it has developed 2 small cracks I am very pissed about. Garagistic steering linkage, Z3 rack. Nice little project car. So if anybody's interested, let me know. Shoot me a DM on IG or check out the IG post. I have it listed on there. But yeah. Other than that, that's about it, man. With that being said, I think that's going to wrap it up on the beginning episode to the series of the 911 K24 Targa build. Hope you guys are going to enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed this one so far. Trying to be a little bit more enthusiastic and, explain stuff a little bit better. I know I'm still not showing bolt by bolt and how to. Once I get somebody to help me record or something, maybe I'll do something like that. But stay tuned, because a lot of the work that needs to be done right now is not going to cost me money. So it's going to be great content. Jacking up the car, taking the torsion bar out, cutting up the tunnel, welding it up. So that's all going to be fun and for the next episode. So you guys always know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's talk about this build in the comments. Tell me what you guys think. What would you do different? I wouldn't do it, but let me know what you would do. You already know. Thank you guys. Have a good one.